Brittany, I'm realizing here that you can't see my texts and you can't see Robin's either. So evidently this little StreamYard program that we use does not allow, well, it's not StreamYard. It's somebody whose initials begin with Zuckerberg. Doesn't allow the comments to show up in Facebook. But Brittany, if you will refresh your screen, I'll bet we can see your comments. I know it's like where we are in the world right now. You know, why can't we all just get along? What's the big deal of not being able to see posts? Sandy, welcome from YouTube. Liz, good evening to you. Hello, Paula. Zuckerberg. We will stop right there. Oh, man. Hey, Rachel. Oh, what that does, Rachel, is it allows, okay, so like Robin and Sandy are on YouTube and they don't have to do anything. It just comes through and we see that it's Robin with her YouTube picture, or see Sandy that it's her picture. And Facebook doesn't do that. Zuckerberg, as Paula has said, Zucker, has made it so that that you have to click on that link, and what it does is tells Facebook that it's okay to put your screen name up on the StreamYard stream so that everybody that's on StreamYard can see it. That's the deal. That's what it is. So any of you who are showing up as Facebook user, well, I don't even know if you guys see that. I don't know. We're having problems with Zuckerberg's cousin business, WhatsApp, and so that's causing us a little angst with our trip people. One of several things that we found is that so we started the group, right, and people have continually come in taking a look at the trip, and yet they can't see all the past posts. Now let's see. We're having a meeting up at Facebook headquarters, and we make a collective committee team decision that we're going to block all the previous posts. Okay. I didn't design the program, so that's what we got. Carrie, how are you? Good to see you. Roger, thank you for that great post about the Jeep. Roger did that. That was really cool. Love that. So, Samara, good to see you. Wow, you had a great comment on Sarah's post, and I just put up a new Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast that's a meditation. And it's just, and Fred's music. I love using Fred's music. He said, go for it. We can do it. So, there's a new meditation for you after we get finished tonight. How about that? Based on what Sarah had posted. Kristen, glad you could make it. Let me see who else is over here in Facebook. I can see it over here on the other side generally. Tanya, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see who else is in here. I don't know if see, and that's the other thing is like Facebook, I can't see all the past comments. So hi, Linda. Glad you're here too. All right, we've got some great stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. Cheryl, I always can tell Cheryl. See, when Cheryl comes, she and I have a deal because she's the only one in the world left who we knew each other in college. So she knew the old me and the new me. And I think she agrees the new me is better. But my dear friend in college, David Brooker, he left us way too soon. always called me Miller. So, hey, Miller. Whenever I heard it, hey, Miller, trouble's coming, right? So Cheryl says, hey, we just call you Miller. That's perfect. Susan, glad to see you. I'm so glad you guys are with us. This is great. All right, let's, we got a couple of things to roll through here. The first is, I think you guys have seen this on the Facebook group, but I got to see the end of a rainbow. I am not kidding. This is about, I don't know, see the concrete there on the left picture? Those are about what, 2.5 feet, maybe 3. Let's say they're 3 feet. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, maybe 18 feet away, I'm guessing, from where the rainbow literally conjoined the edge of the water and the flower bed. It was incredible. I was talking to Chet. We were talking about the market. And I said, oh, hang on. Like, and I had to flip the phone over to the camera. And I was like, I got to take it. I said, I'm about to show you the end of the rainbow. And he said, what? What are you talking about? You know, it's like, no, seriously, I'm going to show you the end of the rainbow. There it is. You guys have always heard there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There it is. Oh, that was so fun. And then after that, then it turned into 2 rainbows. Well, there were 2, but then the one that's so prominent there is the one that touched the shore, and it just backed away, went back out toward the middle of the lake, and got so much brighter than the other one. You can see it's about 3 or 4 times brighter. So I just was like, we're all about rainbows and unicorns tonight. We're going to have a good night. And it's been a good week too. I got to say, that was really, really special. I wish I could have sat more in the moment. I was on the phone and I, but it was what it was supposed to be. So it was just a really, really cool moment. So those of you coming on the trip, if it rains, we'll all be running to the side of the lake, won't we? You bet. We'll be chasing rainbows around Lake Junaluska. That was just super fun. Uh-oh. What was that? Are we all here? Okay. I lost a light of some sort. So anyway, it was just great. Now, as far as the trip, everything is on. So if you want information on it, what we're doing right now, just give you a quick update. If you go to funastrology.com/August 22, the August 22 trip, there's all the information. We still have some rooms. So if you want to come and you can mobilize, if you're like me, everything's spontaneous, come on up. Everybody's like, well, it's only 3 weeks away. I'm like, yeah, why are you planning? It's like, just hop on in. And we have a great, oh, did you get blinking lights, Melissa? Wow, boy, I was like, okay, what? And as I'm looking around, I don't see what light it was. So that's even more strange. So, rainbows are just so wonderful. That was just awesome. It really was totally, completely awesome. I mean, when do you get to see in your life the end of a rainbow? And it was right there. And the other one's kind of like hitting the dock. Oh, yeah, you have to plan if you're flying from Australia. Yes. But, the old, well, like Cheryl remembers from college, the big thing in college, what we would do then is go caving, go explore a cave at night, road trip, caving, it's like everybody rounding everybody up. And so that's kind of what this is. It's like we're we're going caving. So yeah, if you're in the area, I've had a number of people that are close by that are coming. So just come on up. If you need to plan a little bit out, October 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, Michelle Noy. Oh, I hope you're here because she has made every one of these. That is her birthday that weekend. And then mine is the following weekend. So we're going to do birthday bash up here and it'll be fall colors. It will be brilliant. All of the hotels will be full. People will be out. It's so exciting. Everybody's driving around. Lots of picture taking up on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Oh, it's so fun. And we'll be doing that too. But I just got to tell you, the one thing about it up here is just like you're seeing here, the energy is absolutely phenomenal. And there's no telling what kind of rainbows and unicorns you'll get, but you'll get exactly what you're supposed to get while you're here. So it's just great. So that's the only thing. And also one of our August people. Okay, so Robin Collins came into our Discord channel that Kristen is running and just is like taken off and just doing so great, integrating in, and met a lot of new friends. And she's on a spiritual journey, and this work is helping support that. Well, her cousin, so Robin and her cousin are coming. How cool. I mean, Robin's kind of new, and I understand that Jennifer is with us tonight. So Jennifer, if you're on board, welcome to you. And we can't wait to meet you up here in North Carolina. And I know you guys are going to have just a magical experience, and it's going to be soothing to your soul. I hope we get an afternoon rain shower and you get your own rainbow. That'll just be totally awesome. But it's just the whole environment that we're creating is just so that we can be inspired, hear from inside, turn the noise down. And that's going to be our theme tonight. So really kind of a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight are the intentions of this trip when we get together up here. So welcome, Jennifer, if you are with us. Glad you're here. Thank you for coming along. And thank you for coming up to the trip, you and Robin both. Very much appreciate it. Well, this has been quite a day, quite a week. Sarah just put in Facebook that she's at a wedding tonight, but I know she'll be joining us here in, I want to see some of these comments. Before we go to that, let's catch up with some of your great comments. So, Arit, oh, wow, just last summer. Perfect. Yeah. You guys just don't know this place. So, hey, Becky. Yeah, 5 p.m. I know this is dinner time on the West Coast. I know. I wish we could just do 4 of these on Sunday for all the time zones. Wouldn't that be great? Okay. She's going to watch tomorrow. Got it. Oh, the blinking lights. Yeah. I just wanted to get caught up with you guys here. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you guys saw it, right? I'm not crazy. They blinked. So, uh-oh. Got a broke echo. I'm sure you guys can figure that one out. Okay, now this is kind of getting into what we're talking about. So Sarah put a post up on Saturday night and said, how many of you how are you doing with your emotions this week? She said she's been crying and everything. And this afternoon, the last time I looked in that post, there were like 23 comments. So it's like just incredible that everybody is feeling this this energy that's going on right now. So, Jen, good, perfect. Good, Carrie. I actually chatted with Arnaldo this afternoon, and I don't know if he's in here or not, but we had to take a look at a little something that he had going on. And I figured, you know what? If a man can get up and make all of these at 2:00 in the morning, then I can give him a little bit of my time on Sunday afternoon. So we did. We got on and answered a couple of questions that he had. So, and that may be him there now. Oh, there's Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Good to see you here. Pam is here. Awesome. This is great. I know I'm missing some of these on StreamYard because they just show up randomly. But anyway, glad you guys are here. Thank you. This is great. And yes, Dawn and her boyfriend, David, have this incredible retreat center that is north of Asheville. And this girl is knocking it down up there. She does gongs and is just doing phenomenal stuff. And I know I wish there was more time. I wish we could get up there, but we've got quite a few things planned around here. However, we are putting it out to the group. Oh, those of you on the group trip, I need to get with you on two things. One is meals and the other is activities. So you'll be hearing from me coming up this week about those things. Okay. So just know. Also, Robin has been helping me with this a little bit, and Jennifer might also be reaching out to her or be in the conversation. So just help us out if you don't mind with a couple of more things. And then the other thing that I was going to let you know, October people, we are going to have a web page for you guys, hopefully by early midweek. Like Junaluska moves a little slow. So, when you come up here, you just got to get into the slow zone. And as soon as I get a couple of more things from them, then you'll have your own web page for October. And then what I'm going to do is shift all the comments and everything over to the web pages. We may still keep the WhatsApp group just so we can alert you that there's something to see when it's important, so you don't always have to be checking in there. But we're just kind of want to have another option where everybody can see the ongoing conversation. Okay, so that's it. Now let's move on from the trip. Okay, see you here if you can come either in August or October. We still do have spots in August. All right, now, there have been so many things going on around this thing with Sarah. And even today, I had several things that happened even today. And one, there were two this morning. So it's just the energy is shifting. And you guys know that the groundwork for me, like the full-on explanation of everything that's going on, because you think about why was life so normal, quote unquote, up until January of 2020. And then it's just been this, falling off the rails. Saturn and Pluto, two planets up in the sky. Let me refer you back, if astrology is not your thing. The Bible in Psalm 19:1 says the heavens declare the glory of God. I kind of like to think the hand of God. And the sky gave us the picture. Saturn and Pluto were just in a straight line up in the sky on January 12th, 2020. 2 weeks later, we were speaking a new word in our language, COVID, right? So that the kids can't hear. And the world changed. And we are under that influence, and it's a long game influence. And what has happened the two other times that Saturn and Pluto have conjoined like that in the sign of Capricorn over the last 1,000 years is major shifts from old eras to new eras. If you walk it back in 1284, that alignment in the sky was God's hand saying, we're moving from the Dark Ages to the Italian Renaissance. And I mean, you talk about a contrast. That was about as contrasting as it could get. Historians say the Italian Renaissance was the best time to be on the planet. But the Vatican took control, and after 250 years, the cycle completed. Corruption had ensued, and everything moved. In 1518 began the process of it moving from basically Rome to London. And then fast forward 250 years, the sun never set on the British Empire. And that brings us to the 1770s when America was born, and the two were not up there together, but Pluto was there. So it's like, okay, then the point of note is when Pluto is there, take note. Saturn is there, okay, fine. But when Pluto is there, it still is the same net effect. And everything shifted from London to the east coast of now the United States. And here we are 250 years later. So that's where we are. And this is an energetic shift. Eras are changing. When I grew up, when my mom would let me listen to that station, We would hear the fifth dimension sing, "It is the dawning of the age of Aquarius." This whole shift was even being known way back then. So we're in it and it is happening and we're feeling it. Everybody's feeling it. So, what I thought we could do tonight is just look at a couple of things that I put together of kind of a um, game plan that we could think about as far as what we're going to do about maintaining our sanity, not being in tears at the drop of a hat, and provide some grounding and putting our feet down firmly as we get through this. And the other thing that I would just remind you, one of the most impactful audiobooks that I narrated for Fred Dotson was called Lives of the Soul. It was Michael Newton does similar work, if you're familiar with Michael Newton's work. Michael Newton did a clinical kind of approach to it. Fred did a more spiritual approach to it. But what he chronicled was, in essence, if you're open to this, what happens before we come here. And basically, I tell you what, it helped me explain so many unexplained things from how I was raised and release so many things and accept so many things. That was the big deal. It let me accept this stuff. And it helped me figure out my crazy life. Then I could look back on it and I'm like, oh man. And as I learned how to read the astrology chart and the meanings of it, then it all fit together. Then I had the map. And what that book teaches is that we literally choose what we're going to do while we're here. And there are many faiths and many belief systems around the world that believe this kind of thing, where we put it together in the non-physical, we forget the amnesia factor, and then here we are, and we work it out. So there's just so much to all of this that is so vast and so deep that our understanding is so far beyond it. It's amazing. So we do have clues and we do have maps, but the thing that I hold on to firmly as part of this grounding is that we chose to be here. Our souls chose to be here, and there is so much more. There is infinitely so much more. So I just thought, in light of all of this that's going on, what could we do to kind of put together a little game plan? So the first thing, in light of everything we've been talking about, is to get a mindset where you just toss out that anything from here on for quite a while is normal. Because under Saturn and Pluto and under this shift, if we look back at history, normal kind of goes out the window for a while. So one of the things that I'm not going to do, and in fact, I was talking to Robert Glasscock about this today. We had a little conversation. I sent him an email from my heart this morning, and just a beautiful, beautiful moment. And I told him, one of the things about astrology and astrologers is trying to get into the nitpicky little details of things that are, at the end of the day, irrelevant. Astrology to me is a map. It gives us a guide. It shows us, sure, it shows personality tendencies and all those other things. But as far as what we look at, it gives us, it's like the Google map of your soul. I was going to say, if you're going to drive to Western North Carolina, or if you're going to land at the Asheville airport and come over here, then you're going to have to figure out how to get here. And what you're going to do is you're going to open your phone up, and Apple's going to make you go through 15 different steps because they want you to update their software. So now I'm just getting to the map, right? And you're going to call up the map and put in the address of Lake Junaluska, and then you're going to hit go, and it's going to give you a map, right? Obviously telling you the thing. Well, we've got this for our life. Think about that. Think about the magnitude of that. Would you like to take the quickest, best path in life and quit wandering around all over the place? I wandered for 50 years and then I woke up. Most people said, you can't do that that old. Like, that old? Who are you talking to? Right? It's like, no, life began at 50. So it's never too late. And it gets a lot easier. So all this, double rainbows and pot of gold and unicorns and all that, it's just from following the map. So anybody can get on the path. And believe me, if you come up here and we're spending 3 days together and you want to talk about that for 3 days, okay. So it's up to you guys. So it's the one thing that I think that we could do well is just to realize that we're not going to predict what's going to happen next. So just stop trying. That was the conversation I had with Robert. It's like, that's futility. But I told him, and you guys have heard this from me so much, what is the one thing we can do? Let's give love. We can give love. That's the one thing we can control. We've got it within us. We're built with it, born in, and we can give it out. And if we give out love, then we can have an amazing effect. For 4 years, Robert, one of the best astrologers in the world, has been leading a group where they've been looking at all the various things going on in the headlines and dissecting it through the filter of the chart, picking the current events apart. Great astrological practice. But how practical is it? Because it's all shifting anyway. And this is where I'm saying, and this is how we started this. And you remember what we did when I was over in Morganton? We haven't done it here. Change the slides here. Whoops. We did this. Lit a candle and just did a silent meditation together. Then we started doing the group meditations, and they were just a lot more powerful. But do you know, one of you sending love can touch the next person and touch the next person and touch the next person? And do you know that my little email to Robert and a couple of conversations over the last month or so, and what I sent him today was something very powerful. It's personal, so I'm just going to keep it here. But he is going to start this Wednesday's class focusing on love and the good that is coming. Can you believe that? That's the candle. That's the candle of love. And I'm telling you, guys, I've seen this, and we've been doing this for almost a year. If we spread love, we can heal this world. And you know that. I get so touched by this. But that's it happening right now. So that group will be affected with love. And hopefully a different message. So as we toss out normal, we replace it with love, because that's the one thing we can do. I'm telling you, do it. Just do it. It's worth it. Back on, what was it? Let's see, I just put podcast 300, 299, 298, 298. Podcast 298 is Fred, the interview with Fred. And he said, don't get your reality from the screen. Get your reality from what is around you or what serves you. The reason why, if you try to put a comment in our Facebook group, it has to go by one of the administrators of the group, is because we only want high consciousness conversation in there. And it doesn't happen often, but it has happened. And we would rather just catch it at the door. So it's not we're trying to block conversation or control conversation. It's that we're trying to keep the conversation high and keep it along certain threads, mostly the threads that we talk about in the podcasts. So that's the idea, is there are so many things. And like the podcast about the voices, I love that line where the guy said, it's toward the end of his little story, he said, there are so many voices trying to get in your head. So many voices, he said, want to control your head. That's the teller here. It's like, it's a funny thing, we humans. We do funny things. I was thinking about funny things that humans do, walking around the lake. And on July 4th, they had a band out on beside the water. It was a big band, and I was loving it. Great old songs. And as I watched people clap, the band would play and people, it's like, what is it about we humans that we have to put our skin together when we like something, But you think about it. Look where your hands are. They're out in front of your chest. Where does that emotion come from? It comes from your chest. It's a way that we, with our little wings, can, right? So, but it's funny. I mean, if you were an alien, you would look at what are these people doing? Why are they flapping their wings together? So anyway, I was like, so back on to the, like what Fred was saying. And then let's see. Okay, let me get back on track here. So then the guy said, the voices in the head. One of the funny things we humans do is we try to control other humans. Maybe one of the things from this shift is that we're going to be so occupied with our own business that we don't, not that we don't have time for others, but we reframe that. But we try to control other people. And that's so silly. So don't get your reality from things too far outside yourself. That's the message of point number 2. Reframe it. Look around you. As Fred said, do you see people falling over in the streets? Do you see mass starvation? Say, well, not yet. Okay, then that's where we are, right? And then the other is just stay open to any possibility. Like anything could happen right now. So just don't be surprised. If you're not surprised, if you're not holding expectations, then both the positive and the quote unquote negative won't surprise you. Just stay open. And then I thought, a mantra where we just say this, whatever this is for my highest good. And just say that for everything. This is for my highest good. This is for my highest good. This is for my highest good. What if up? What if it all went up? What if everything that's going on right now ultimately was up at the end? Love that. Here, if you didn't get that, screenshot it real quick. This is for my highest good. You can catch it on the replay too. Now, people mention time and not wanting to do things and just feeling sluggish. And I think that's another big issue right now. So as these timelines are changing, if we move into the high consciousness that so many say that we are going to move into, time will naturally slow down. So maybe we're feeling a little advance of that, a precursor. So slow down. Take your time. Obviously, hit your deadlines, do what you're supposed to do, but then give yourself extra time. And don't worry about it. Allow it. Be okay with it. Don't even think you have to forgive yourself. Just let it be. Now, number 6 seems obvious, but going 2 days without meditating or centering or grounding would be like going 2 weeks without eating. So, as much as you can, this parlays the other point that we were talking about. Get pure, clear your head, and game up. If you're not centered, you're going to be floating around out there. And the energy out there right now is wonky. This one goes without saying, but here again, if we're not sleeping, and the thing is here, if you don't get the rest overnight, you got to catch it up during the day. You can't pile it up over 3 or 4 days. So you've got to figure out naps, or you've got to figure out something. Lots of hydrating. I drink this chai tea. You guys know about that. If you would like the recipe, it's on the funastrology.com website. It's in the freebies section, and you can download it from in there. I love the chai tea. I think I was telling somebody the other day, I don't think I've been sick since I started drinking it. It's all natural ingredients. The recipe is in there. And then, as much as you can, just live, wonderful, healthy food. You have to get with your own soul and your own intuition on that, but you get my points. And I'm not going to make my sermon. You guys say, no, Thomas, don't go off on that. Just everything else that you could put in your body. I really honestly would just say, check your soul. Is it okay? Is it for my highest and best good? Here's your question. Is it for my highest and best good to fill in the blank, whatever that is? Watch this movie. Go out with this crowd. Participate in this event. Take on this project now. Or should I do another project now? Is it to my highest and best good to drink this, or to eat this, or to whatever else this? And if you get any kind of no, if you get any kind of hesitation, if you get any kind of pause, if you get any kind of there may be a better way, be willing to set it aside, because your soul's trying to just be clean. That's it. Just be clean. And then find every opportunity to be loving awareness. Little Ram Dass song that I've pointed you guys to. It's on YouTube and all the prominent music channels. Ram Dass, I am loving awareness. I took a little nap tonight. I had my laptop on my lap board and stretched the recliner back, and I put Ram Dass on, knowing that my subconscious for the next 30 minutes would hear, I am loving awareness. And that has been such a difference, just playing that thing over and over and over. So I was saying, just listen to that 20 times this week or more. Heck, listen to it 20 times tomorrow. But then you just go out and you find opportunities to be loving awareness. And that's the kind of the ticket to that. Oh, and then this was one that we've used before, but I had it in there and I thought, that we need to bring that back out. To just say from Proverbs, I guard my heart because from it flows everything that I do. Guard our heart. This is the time to be doing that. Hey, my buddy, glad you're here. I just love you guys. And thank you for sending the love back too. What if up? Absolutely. All right, let's do some meditating here. We all need it. So let's roll. Brittany, it is, if you search up Ram Dass, Ramdass on YouTube, you can do it right there on YouTube. The song I Am Loving Awareness. It's incredible. All right. Look at Liz's grandbabies, and she's, let's see, yeah, one more coming right during the trip. She'll have another grandbaby. Lots of love. Let's just join in here, and however you like to do it. If you like to close your eyes so you just kind of cocoon in, or if you like to have your eyes open, maybe on the screen. And I like to touch the computer because it's a touch point for all of us. You all had to type on a keyboard of some sort to get here, whether it was an iPad keyboard, a phone keyboard, or the computer. You had to type on a keyboard. So, it's like touching that device just brings us all in symmetry. When we're up here together, we'll hold hands around a big circle. Wow. Y'all get ready for some incredible energy. And let's move the noise of the day aside. Let's bring our minds as neutral as we can. And I realize you may have chaos going on in your world right now. I get it. Let's try to do a little good old-fashioned Eckhart Tolle, the power of now, just this moment here now. Those of you who have been doing this for a while, know a lot of the people that are here. And those of you who are new have seen a few names of others tonight. And I would just say, in your mind, connect with those people. Whatever is serving you tonight in this energy, if it's raining here. Nice gentle rain just started. Oh, how perfect. I wish you could hear it. I wish I had a microphone outside. So if you would like to envision holding hands with one of those people, or maybe you could think of what the yoga people do. You're laying flat on your back in your imagination, and your feet are touching. Or maybe you're touching feet with one person, head with another, and then the web just continues. However you see it. Or just a grid, like a cyber grid, connected, where we all are interlinked. I'm going to use the lying on our backs, touching feet and heads. I like that. So if you're touching somebody's feet, you're grounding to them. And if you're touching the top of your heads, obviously your crown chakra, you're sharing the highest energy together. So pick who might be your connected points, however they are, and just locking everybody together. And if you've had tears over the past 7 to 10 days, let's all just take a big collective, nice, deep, big breath and let it out. Do one more. Hearing the rain just pitter-pattering down through the trees. Imagine that sound. See it hitting the water. And feeling the connectedness of like-minded souls. And now let's all, each of us individually, push into the grid from our chest, from the very center of our chest cavity, from our heart chakra. Let's push love into the connection of all of us now. Just push it in, push it out from you to others. Whether it's through hands or feet or heads or grid lines, ley lines, love lines, send it out there. We're so inhibited with the word love, aren't we? Guys don't tell guys they love, the guys, I love you. It's so sad. Tell somebody this week. Tell somebody tonight if you can before you go to sleep, but certainly this week, tell somebody you love them. And even if it's random, we got to start saying it, you guys. We've got to start sharing it. So send it into the grid. And now let's do this. We have people with us tonight who I know are going through challenges. The challenges are amplified now, as in when they show up as bigger, more impactful, harder to process, more confusion. It's all part of this thing we're going through. For some, that's physical illness. We know we have several who either they themselves or a close family member have cancer. Let's really just send them love. Send them love now. Do you feel that spike in the grid? You guys are on it. Thank you for that. And they thank you for that. We have some who are dealing with relationship issues. So let's focus on them now and send them love. Send them strength. And send them clarity. This is for everybody. There are some who are in job transitions. Maybe one has ended, another is beginning, or one ended and another is not beginning, or one really does need to end. Just need to pull the trigger. Let's send energy now to those who are dealing with job issues. And I would include with that anybody who is just concerned financially during these times. Another one I've heard of is parents concerned for their kids. There is no bond of love greater than a parent for their child. And the kids are going through the same stuff we are. So for the aching hearts of moms and dads among us, let's send them love and peace and comfort. And we have some who have lost a loved one recently, or celebrated the anniversary of the loss of a loved one. Or we just think for a minute of those who are supporting us now from the other side. And we see their faces. And we hear their laugh. And we feel their presence. And we send love. And if they were our parents, we thank them, even when they messed it up. Because we have carried that legacy all, haven't we? So thank them for doing the best. Now we all know how hard of a job it was. And now there would be somebody in this group who would raise their hand and say, I just need love right now. I need it really, really bad. For you, now, from all of us, we send you love. And we mean it. And I'm going to say, for those of you who are willing to take this on, to just say, thinking of that candle, to say, I am willing to pass love on to at least one other person this week. The love challenge. The Healing Convergence Love Challenge. If you're game on for that, we send you love and support for your success. And now, let us widen our scope and perspective beyond our group, beyond our home, beyond our town, out there to the world. Oh my. Oh my. I remember somebody had drawn a wasn't a cartoon, but it was a drawing back when COVID began, and it was the picture of the earth with a tear falling off of its cheek, as in the earth is sick, the earth is infirmed. Well, now the earth would be bawling its eyes out. This is a hurting planet right now, and it needs love. How many groups of people are together tonight sending love out to the earth? Just doing our part. So let's send it out to the planet now. Wherever you think of, whatever issue you think of, whatever point of pain you think of, send love into that now. And obviously, there are so many points of conflict. Send peace. Don't think it won't do any good. It's being heard. It might not do any good by tomorrow's headlines, but it's out there. It's out there. Send it really big. The world needs peace. And now, let's just give ourselves a big hug, huh? You may even want to do it physically. Just give yourself a hug. Because you're doing the best you can, too, with you. And where it may not be completely on track, stick around. Come to North Carolina. Give yourself a hug. You deserve it. Wish you guys could hear this rain. Set an intention, Michelle. Set an intention. Let's just send love. Kind of out of words. I don't know. I just feel like Yeah, that's what I feel like. You know, I've been through so much since I started getting around. Thanks, Robin. I know. See, this only happens because of our group. This is why we have to do this. I felt we needed to take the week off last week. I felt that we needed to, for those of you who have families and you were with them, that was the higher ground, because we don't know what next year could be. Who knows? That's what I'm saying, you know? Oh, we'll have a great fourth. See you next year for fireworks. Yeah. I don't know. We'll all find out. Thank you, guys. Those of you need to drop off, great. Thank you for being here. We made it within an hour. So we'll hang around and talk for a little bit, because I know everybody kind of likes to wind down. The energy is so strong. And it's going to be just so amplified when we're together here. And my intention is that it really is a truly life-changing experience for everybody in all kinds of positive ways. But thanks, Linda. Love you. Thanks for being here. Melissa's had a lot of releasing this week. Thanks, Becky. Oh, I so appreciate you guys. I'm feeling you. Thank you. You wouldn't be here if you had a heart of stone, my friend. You wouldn't be able to get through the door. Love you too, Liz. I'll tell you what, we need all of that we can get. Oh man, isn't that what it's about? Melissa has just been doing amazing work. When did we do your reading? That was really when Melissa and I started connecting, and then through these. Man, she is just doing this incredible work. So thank you, Michelle. Glad you made it. Keeping the streak alive. She has not missed one of these. Oh my goodness. Man. You guys are just so cool. Thank you. Thank you for all of it. So, I know. Well, we can in Discord. We can in Discord. You know, maybe what we should do is hop over to Discord after one of these. We could do that. Thanks, Liz. Love you too. Love you too. I'll tell you guys something about love here in a second that might actually frame this up. Well, y'all want to get on Discord? How many of you are not? Just drop in here real quick, because I'm seeing a lot of you who are in Discord. How many are not in Discord? If you are not in Discord, would you just say me? And let's see who is. Yeah. Yeah. Big hug to you, Cheryl. Okay, so let's see. Several of you are not. I know everybody. Okay. Discord, Robin. Discord is a chat channel that. So let me do this. Get you guys fixed up. I like this idea. Let's plan on it for next week. And what I can do is maybe try to get wrapped up a little sooner so that some folks could. Oh, and then I'll put it in Facebook. So let me put it in here. All right. So I just put that in Facebook and on YouTube. So what we'll do, let's don't do it tonight. I was thinking, we can go over there tonight, but so many don't have it. So if you discord.com, and what it is it's a chat board that the history of it is it started by gamers so that they could chat with each other. And that's one of the things why they're talking about, like, it retains all the prior chats, like what WhatsApp doesn't. So we have a fun astrology channel on Discord. It's under Fun Astrology. And Kristen Lawhead has been running that and just doing an incredible job with it. And she's expanded the conversation there past the podcasts and just has a great little chat community going in there. So that's the Fun Astrology Discord channel. And then for those who are in the 101 astrology course, there's a section in there for them. Well, one of the things that you can do with Discord is, well, you know what? I've got Zoom. Does everybody have Zoom? I just forgot. I've got a Zoom subscription now. I forgot about this. And we can have 100 people on. Discord cuts you off at 25. So like we've got 38 right now if we wanted to. All right. So I'm sure everybody has Zoom. So we could all get on Zoom and then everybody could talk. So yeah, see, I think Zoom is just a lot more universal. I was thinking Discord, but we should do it on Zoom. All right. Let's do that after next week. Okay. I love the idea, and we'll plan on it, and then we'll have a little after chat. I think that'll be so cool. In fact, I might be able to even tie Zoom back to, I'll play with that. We might even be able to originate on Zoom. So we'll work that out. Okay. All right. So Zoom is really easy. Robin, if you need to load it up, yeah, like an after party. If you just go to Google up Zoom and you'll see it, download it, and it self-installs, and it's just real easy. And then what we'll get next week will be a link that I'll send you, and you click that link, it opens Zoom, whether on your phone or on your computer, and you put a password in and off you go. So we'll do that next week. That's a great idea. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. But I know a lot of us have just enjoyed kind of sitting around and yes. Oh man, that will be so fun. Yeah, we'll do that. I was going to tell you guys something. I was going to share with you. I'll go ahead. This thing with Robert. that was so touching this morning. I had two things come up energetically on Saturday that were just boom, boom. They were within hours of each other. That were so when you this is one of the things I've learned. Whenever this was my coach. You remember I told you I had that coach back in 2012 or so that she was tough, and I mean, I engaged her to be rough in making me face my stuff. Some people use another word. And I wanted her to kick me out of it because I'd kind of plateaued. I'd hit a point where I wasn't advancing, and I wanted to get past these hurdles. And I knew I was stuck, and I knew it was all this internal stuff, And her name was Nancy, and I hired Nancy to I said, and many times I hang the phone up and in tears, but mission accomplished. And there was something I was going to say about that, but so this thing with Robert, maybe it'll circle back, was when we don't agree, like we're looking out there at things that are going on in the world right now, and we have a perspective, and we see the other side of that perspective. Oh, I remember why I was Nancy. One of the things she taught me was that when you take on new higher ground from, like, you've been here and now you're going to grow. So you start to climb up to the new level. And you set intentions and you say, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to charge the hill. The universe will challenge you on that. It challenges you to see if you're serious, to see if you're committed, to see if you're just BSing yourself and others. It challenges you. So there will be a test. That's a common pattern. So, here we are standing in love, right? We're sending love. Well, I got challenged in that over this weekend. And I had a couple of situations come up where the theme of love was presented to me as not the dominant theme. One was from an email of something that happened back in 2021 that didn't even involve, I didn't even know about it, but it was somebody who was helping me at the time, corresponding with a listener, and that conversation wasn't the best, I guess, for this listener. So she just now brought it to my attention. It was a little strange, but thought, okay, I wanted to hear about it. But here was this, this thing in the space. So here we are just saying we're putting out all this love. And then somebody says, I had a really difficult time with somebody who was communicating on your behalf with me. It's like, wow, so sorry. Because I told her, I said, any engagement around here should be positive and uplifting. And then there was another one that I had to take care of this weekend that was a difficult call, but it was something that I felt was right. And I'm not going to go into the details of it, but it was a difficult call that involved a difficult act, something that I had to do with somebody to kind of, stop or sever a relationship. And it was very difficult in the context of love, but there was another element of it that was also did involve love and protection of others. So I know it's a little cryptic on that, but just know that it was a test. And it's hard. It's very hard. And this situation with Robert, what I sent him this morning came from something that just really crystallized something for me, because somebody was criticizing the work of Dr. Robert Jeffress. and many of you might not know who that is. He's the pastor of the First Baptist Church in Dallas, and he's often on Fox News. And a lot of people don't see the world through his eyes. Let's just put it that way. And this article that was being posted was critical of him, obviously. And then, but what it did for me, and here was the deal. I woke up to that this morning. And as I looked at that, why that mattered to me was this. Because my daughter works for Robert Jeffress. In fact, not only works for him for the last 5 years, she's climbed up the ladder there, and she's one of the key department leaders in the church. Now, my little daughter, when she was probably go back to third, maybe fourth grade, she was in a Christian school, and they called her mother and me and had us come in, and they said, we're not sure that your daughter has the ability to make it through the curriculum here. And they suggested some testing, and they said, we'll try to do what we can, but we just want you to know that we need to look at this. So we did what they said, had her tested. They made some adjustments based on the testing, and it showed that she, basically what it was, for those of you who got a lot of educators in here, is what they asked for was to say on those timed aptitude and achievement tests to not time her, just put her off to the side and let her get through it on her own time. And they were willing to do that. Well, that one adjustment basically changed the whole course of her school. And she went through that program, and it was a really tough elementary school. They prepare them well. And then these kids, they skate through high school, So she skated through high school basically, and then got her college degree. And then she found this job herself. I had nothing to do with it. And she interviewed and got the job and started off doing all their social media posting. That was her deal. She just did social media. And then she worked her way up. And what I said was, how proud am I of her? You can only imagine. And she's the communications director. I mean, the acorn never falls far from the tree. And even though we don't have a super tight, close relationship, she's still my daughter. And I'm very proud of what she's accomplished. And I'm proud of the platform that she has built on these last 5 years. But a lot of people don't like that platform. And I sent Robert an email, kind of explained all of that. And for a guy who doesn't have kids, never been married, been in a couple of long-term relationships, but never been married, he totally got it. And he saw the whole thing from a different lens. And that was the love. And that was where he was saying that he was planning on starting this next group on higher ground. Because he got that even in a conversation where somebody might be a little rough on a particular viewpoint, that behind that viewpoint are moms and dads with kids that are working there that they're really proud of. There's love in that viewpoint. So it was just this really amazing clearing this morning of lifting a fog, because that had really been bothering me. And then as I got to put it out there, but expressing it in love, it lifted this cloud and just love poured in. So see, that's what I'm saying, is that if we can find these little portals of how can I drop a love bomb in here? You know, I saw that article, and not so long ago, I would have reacted to it, and I would have wanted to make the person who put that article in there wrong and bad and, or whatever, get on the defensive. And now it's like, how can I love? And now what I'm going to do is send that person a note and thank them and tell them why. And that'll be another love bomb. So there's all kinds of ways that we can do it. There's all kinds of ways that we can show and project and put out love for others. So I think this is going to be just so great that we'll have this follow-up conversation. Becky, you are more than welcome. Thank you I know you've got a busy home tonight. Hope the weather's good out there. I'm sure it is. Oh, man. That's really cool, Melissa. Oh, I love that. Yeah, when you can pass it on, right? When you can send it to others. Thank you, Flo. So that processing is, I know that each of us have our own stories, of what we're going through, what you're going through, and these little things that are coming up. So I guess what I would encourage for this week is to just look for these opportunities to do that same thing. Just look for little windows where you can drop in some love. And, and I know in out there in society, social or professional settings, that it's awkward to say, I love you. Oh, I was going to tell you the 3 types of love. So this is something from the Bible days. Greek New Testament. The word the word love that we have, when we read love in the Bible, God so loved the world. That word is the word agape in the Greek. But there are 3 Greek words for love. So one Greek word for love is eros, E-R-O-S, or a derivative of erotic. That's sensual love. That's sexual love. Fleshly love, you might say. It's physical. Another Greek word is phileo. We get Philadelphia, brotherly love. That's the kind of love we're talking about. That's where we only have one word you would say to somebody in a social context, phileo. I love you as a brother. We're both here breathing, sucking up this same air, right? I love you for the journey that you're on. And then there's agape. Agape is that spiritual love that connects us. So we would also say agape. The love that's flowing through this group is agape love. It's the highest. That's the love that Fred talks about in levels of energy. So in our own context, we can love all 3 of those, right? We are in a relationship or at a point where physical love, some call it lust, takes over. That's a form of love. And then if we just really feel connected with somebody, it's a bond, it's a brotherhood, it's a sisterhood. Philadelphia love. But boy, the love that we really go for is agape. That's the spiritual love. That's God's love. So I hope that helps. Even some of you that might be dealing with love issues, it helps to categorize. When you say, I love this person, well, what love? Which one of the three? Or oftentimes for people in relationships, one of the three disappears. Sometimes it's the physical, sometimes it's the bonding, sometimes it's the phileo love that disappears. Maybe the physical is still satisfied. Maybe there's a soul connection, maybe not. Souls can sometimes be deeper than the brotherly. But it's just like you look across the room and you just go, I kind of don't know who you are anymore. That's the loss of phileo love. The brotherly love is gone. Who was it? Hall & Oates? I've lost that loving feeling. It's probably phileo love. And then if that goes too long, then the eros goes away as well. And then maybe you stay connected with agape. We can still be friends, agape. So that is kind of a cool little thing. All right, you guys, thank you so much. This has just been amazing. Oh, yeah. You know what I do with those guys now? Is I just slow way down when I had one coming back from Asheville. I was over in Asheville a couple of days ago, and somebody coming up, and they came right up on my bumper out there on I-40. I mean, come up from nowhere, right there. I just slowed my you put a Jeep, like when you take your foot off the Jeep, they're geared so low, man, that thing just slows way down. And I was in the far left lane. And I was just like, I'm going to send you some love and you're going to sit here and enjoy it. And it took them a while to get around me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, you picked the wrong Jeep, to come up and bumper kiss. So you can take your time to show them that love. All right, you all. Thank you so much. Thanks for sticking around. This has been fun. We will do an after chat next time, and that'll be great. So let's set some intentions before we drop off here for the week, huh? If you have an intention for the week, just drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. What is one intention you would like to see fulfilled by the time we convene next Sunday night? Oh, thank you. You know how I picked it? I went in the closet. I did what I do with cards. I went in the closet and I just moved my hand down every shirt, and this one lit up. So thank you for saying that. There you go. See, connecting to the energy. All right, what do we got here? Yes, we agape you too. Exactly. Stress-free week. Okay, perfect. Calm at work. To be safe. Consistent self-care. Love it. Well, then you will, Brittany. You will. Oh, nice. Listening. Yes, good. Staying in the flow. Ah, perfect. Jesus in the boat, asleep. See, that would be Fred. I just think of Fred. Fred's back in the back of the boat. What are you waking me up for? I'm right in the middle of a nap. Meditate every day. Perfect. Patience, to be able to wait peacefully for my soul love to find me. Ah, good for you. Good. Good way to do it. Set the table. You know that trick, Liz? Set the table. Act as if in every way. Just act as if. Be careful. Just say you are. You know what I do, Michelle? What I did when I went skiing in Aspen is I would always ask this question. I would do my little my muscle testing thing. Some of you have been wondering about that. If you put the pads of your fingers together and you say, show me a yes. Now you have to, they can't be wet, like it can't be humid, or you can't be sweaty. But if you rub the pads of your fingers together, just like that, and what I say is yes is smooth, no is sticky. So I say, show me yes as smooth, or show me yes. Now I just say, show me yes. And it's easy to rub together. And then I'll say, show me no, and see right there, it even just sticks together. All right. So what I would do before going skiing is I would ask and then I also incorporate into that Fred's intuitive awareness technique. That's a really quick little audio book. And I would ask, will I return in the same physical condition in which I am leaving? Yes, then I would go ski. There weren't many times, but there were a couple that it said no, and then I just would release it and not do it. But that was what I did, and I never had an accident, so that was good. Radiating light, perfect. Be kinder. Okay, good. Well, see, look, we got a theme. Perfect. So you guys should get together. Catherine and Flo, encourage each other into that. Yep, to be safe. Yeah, act as if. Well, so Carrie, there's the other one that you can do that a lot of people use is you just try to hold thumb and then you try to push through it. So yes might be, you can set however you set it up, but you might say, typically muscle testing, yes is the stronger position. So you would say, hold them together as yes, and you try to push them apart with your finger. Yes, show me no, like where it's subtle. It's really subtle, but there's tension and then there's not tension. Tension, not tension. Show me yes, show me no. And this is how to get in touch with that. So the podcast that we just did on the voice, this is how to get in touch with the voice. The voice is willing to speak to you all the time. Show me yes, show me yes, show me no. And play with asking it this week. Great technique. Yeah. Gratitude. Awesome. Hey, Kimberly. Kimberly was in one of Robert's solar art classes, but the chart one. Yeah, the chart one. And is now in our Facebook group. So love it. Speak with kindness. Safe to be vulnerable. Boy, we hide that one too, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can use your body. You can actually sway. It's another way. Great. We'll have to do something. Maybe, I don't know, 2 loops. Loop both thumb and forefinger together and then stick them together. I'd like to see that. We'll have to do that next week. Show us that. Well, this has been great. The afterwards was as good as the forwards. All right, you guys have a wonderful week. My intention is to so my intention is to clear my slate so that I have plenty of ample time ahead of our August event, that all the things I need to do are done. So I'm going to apply diligence to this week coming, like lots of focus, lots of diligence, getting the bulk. I've got it mapped out, like how much I need to do per day and then when my stopping point is. So my intention is to stay on that timeline. That's mine. All right. So if you don't hear from me, you'll know why. Let's see. Hook. Hook them together. Oh, like, oh, yeah. Like this, right? Yeah. Like that. That's what she's talking about, I think. Is that it, Robin? Like that? I think that's what she's talking about. And then try to pull them apart. Love you, Samara. Thank you so much for being a part of all of this. Thank you for your contributions in Discord too. Really appreciate it. Okay, you guys. Bye. You'll have to share that in our, would you put that in the Facebook group, Kimberly? I'll make sure we get it through. Easiest is tm@thomasmillertalks.com. Yeah, send it to us. That'd be great. Yeah, so Robin confirmed. This is it. So basically interlocking. So do this and then do that and then try to pull them apart. I think you guys can see that. Yeah, I'm looking into the light, so it was harder to see. Yeah, but that's it. Okay, good. All right, you guys. Have a good evening. I love you. I love you. See you next week.